All praises to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. And this is going to be a lesson on how the Motb is going to test pride and it's going to test integrity of everyone on the earth, man. Now, when I say it's going to test pride, I mean it's going to show all these people that think that they got it going on, they think they got it together, they're arrogant about this and they're arrogant about that. It's going to show all of them that life's real, man, and that it's not no game down here. The things that are going on earth, it's not no game and it's not no joke, man. And it's going to test people's pride and show them that they're not what they thought they were in life, right? It's going to show them. But for the elected nation of Israel, it's going to test their integrity. Now, the elected nation of Israel don't know that they're the elected nation of Israel for certain, but a lot of them are hopefully of the elect. And when this Motb gets made mandatory, it's going to test their pride, man. Now, I mean, going to test their integrity. And it's going to, it's going to prove their integrity as well. It's going to prove that they actually really believed what they said. But it's going to show for the people of the world, it's going to show that they had all this pride, but when it really mattered, they didn't have it together. They weren't as secure in what they thought they had going on, man. Right? In order for the things that they thought were certain, their job, their career, how strong they were and all of that, when it really mattered, they were weak. Just like the majority of these people, yeah? The majority of these people that took the C119, man. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, right? So this is what's at stake when it's going to come down to, are you going to take the Motb or not? They're going to have the power to unalive you. So you're going to have to consider what's going to take place on earth to where the everyday citizen that does take this Motb doesn't think, man, that's a bit extreme. Like the people that take the Motb, the people that take the Karagma, they are not going to think that it's extreme for you to be unalived because you didn't want to take what they've took. They're going to think, yeah, that's justified. They're actually going to be down with it, man. Don't you understand how crazy of a scenario that is that we're going to be living in on earth? They're not going to think, man, they're hurting these people just because they didn't want to do that. They're going to think, yeah, do them in. They're going to actually be down with that extreme scenario. They're going to think it's justified. They're going to be like, yeah. So what's going to take place? What false events are going to take place in order for the citizens to be down with that? Verse 16, and the cause of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now, you can throw other groups of people in there, but small and great, rich and poor, free and bond ultimately covers it all. But you can, of your own mind, think about different characteristics. The physically strong, right? The physically strong man, he's going to be caused to take it. The physically weak man is going to be caused to take it because these people don't have a lot of these people are not going to have faith in Yahweh, right? The handsome man and the unhandsome man, the beautiful woman and the unattractive woman, right? The Instagram influencer, the boxer, the UFC fighter, the MMA fighter, the strong, mighty men and the not mighty men, they're all going to be made to face this, right? They're going to face this day, man. They're going to be made to experience this extreme scenario that's getting ready to take place on the earth. The whole world is being set up to be facing this, man. They're going to have to face this scenario that's going to take place on earth. They're going to be put in a situation where now they're in front of testing all their pride that they thought that they had and all the certainty that they thought they had, man. Because if not, all these people in the world, right? When the Motb is made mandatory, all their hopes, dreams, and aspirations that they strive to work for, then they're going to lose it all because they didn't want to take this. And how many people are going to want to do that? How many people are going to want to lose all their hopes and dreams and everything that they ever worked for in their life because they didn't want to do that? They're going to be like, oh, it would be stupid for me to do that. They're going to just be down to do it, man, because they've got too much going on down here Whereas the elect of the nation of Israel, although they might physically do certain things in this world, they have to get daily bread and be able to try and extend and think about their daily bread for the next couple of days and all that. Because daily bread is not like from day just thinking about day to day necessarily. It's like, okay, I need to make sure that for each day I can just do this bare minimum thing. That's how daily bread can also be looked at as well. Like, I'm not trying to do no crazy high things, but I want to be able to on each other day be able to feed myself, have a roof over my head, be able to have clothes and be able to clean them, be able to have basic clothes to cover myself and then be clean. Right? They want to be able to just do the basic level things that you need to do to sustain yourself as a human being, man. That's what they desire. That's what they require. But when the Motb is made mandatory, a lot of people are going to be tested in these ways, man. Verse 16 again, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And this is what's getting ready to occur on the earth, man. It's going to test these people out. You've got this video going around with this Jake. He took it already, and his eyes are all changing and being weird. Like, a lot of these people are gonna do that, man. And that's not no small Jake. That's a Jake that he's big and that. He's a bit muscular and that. He looked worldly. He looked strong, But he took that. So all of that stuff that he was doesn't mean anything because he's through. He's done. He's got an ICBM with his name on it, man. And he could be a tear too. That's also a thing that you have to consider. He could be a tear, but I personally think that he's a Jake, man, because Esau would try and use Israelites to try and promote such things. He would. That's the kind of person he is, man. He always got to try and throw our people under the bus to try and boost himself up. But I just wanted to go into a little bit in this video in regard to how the Motb is going to test people's integrity and faith, man. He's going to prove that the elect really believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, because they're going to be prepared to lose their head for it. Revelation chapter 20 and verse 4, and I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushai, and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither have received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived in vain with a Mashrak 1,000 years. Right? The Motb is going to do a lot to these people, man. But it's going to do a lot for the elect as well. It's going to prove their faith, right? It's going to show the Lord that, man, I really believe in you. Because in this world, right, we're men, right? This thing's really about men. We're men. So in order for us to one of the scenarios that Yahweh put on this earth, for us to really show him, for us to really understand the disrespect that we put him through, is to make our women show us disrespect. So in this world, right, let's say a woman, right, got to be with her ideal man. So let's say that her ideal man is ultimately you, but because you're against this world, you don't do certain things in this world to where you would boost yourself up. Let's just say that, for example, right? Let's say that your woman really desires you and thinks of you as the most handsome, attractive man in the world or whatever. Let's just say that, right? But you're missing a few worldly accolades, right? Because you don't desire to dive into this world that much. You ain't a complete Mormon scrub or whatever, but you ain't going and diving in all 10 toes down to be the worldly master of this world, where you're trying to reach all billionaire kind of statuses and all of that, right? But then now let's say that your woman was to come across the same man that you look like and you are in every other way, but he's got the worldly accolades, right? He's coming with all the worldly things with it, but he looks like you though. So physically he ain't no different. Or let's say that he physically is a bit different because he's able to dive in even more worldly and go to the gym even more often than you, because he ain't having to worry about studying the scriptures, doing videos, worrying about having to deal with brothers, having to study the news, having to get into studying what's going on in around the world. He ain't worried about none of that because he don't care about none of that coming through, right? How many women out there do you believe would refuse to be with the improved version of you? How many women would be prepared to like go through and be like, you know what, I'm not going for the better version of this man. I'm with the man I chose. I'm not going for the better version of him. I'm not gonna do that. How many women would be prepared to do that? How many? Right? Well, Yahweh's setting up a scenario where we're gonna be going through our equivalent of that, right? That we're gonna be faced with a scenario that seems like it's a better equivalent of then what's we're going through now, because there's gonna be a time where we may be hungry, right? We're not always just getting all the meals that we want. Now the scriptures do say, "My servants shall eat, but they shall be hungry." Right? My servants shall eat, but I shall be hungry. But it's not like we're just gonna be ultimately gourmet around here when all hell breaks loose. It's not like we're just gonna be sailing off into the sunset when all hell breaks loose, man. Because it says in the scriptures that the righteous shall scarcely be saved. So we're gonna be faced with scenarios where we're having to really assess and be like, man, what the hell? And the Motb for a short time is gonna seem like it's the best option, but that's the hour of temptation, and the elect of the nation of Israel are gonna prove, nah, I ain't doing that. Just like how, to going back to the scenario, the worldly scenario of us as men, in regards to our women or women out there or whatever. Let's just say that a woman was to refuse the improved version of you, a man that's like you in every single way, but she refuses to be with him because she's with you. That would show you, right, as a man, that man, your woman desires to be with you, because she could have had a man that was exactly the same as me, but all the things, and looks exactly the same as me, but all the things that I don't partake in, he does all of those worldly things that women enjoy. He's ultimately worldly. She wouldn't even have to cook or no worry about cooking no food, because he's going to be prepared to go out and make her have to be able to go to restaurants every single day. I'm on about that level of worldliness. Restaurant for lunch, restaurant for breakfast, restaurant for dinner, maids. She could just go out and buy all the kind of different things that she wants. The Motb is on that level of testing for us, man. Because it says in the scriptures, you have not yet strived unto death, striving against sin. Right? In the book of Hebrews, it says, thou has not yet strived unto death. That is not yet resisted unto death, striving again. You know what? Let me try and find that scripture, man. I think it's in Hebrews, the 12th chapter. That I have not yet strived unto death against sin. Let me search the word death within the book of Hebrews, and then maybe I'll find what I'm looking for, man. Unless I'm tripping and I was wrong about that. I'm almost certain. Let me search the word sin. Okay, I said it. I quoted it kind of wrong. Salaki Yahabashim Mashai. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 4. Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin. Right? We haven't yet resisted sinning when it meant that we was going to have to be unalived, man. Right? We might have resisted sin on certain occasions, but the like what was at stake was not as high, man, to resist it. In this time where we're going to resist the sin of taking the Motb, that resisting of that sin is going to mean that you are not alive anymore, and that changes things, man. Because if a person really loves their life, right, or if a person doesn't love their life, but they don't love their life unto death, it's going to show in that time. Because there's people that really genuinely don't like their life right now, but they might not like they don't not like their life unto death, the way they're prepared to lose their life in there because they don't care about being around. There's people that don't not care that much. You see what I mean? There's people that don't not care that much, man. Like it's gonna be that Motb is gonna be a lot, man. It's gonna test a lot. We already know it's going to test these Edomites, man. But it's going to test the hell out of these women, because women, like, more so than anyone else on this earth, only really Esau right now can get to exhibit as much pride as the women, really. And it's only really the elite level Edomite that can go full pride, because he's got power over the women, right? The Edomite man of the elite class, he's got more power than the women, because he's allowed the women the freedoms that they're getting away with now. But then all the lesser Edomites have also got pride too. But women are able to exhibit way more pride than men in this world, because they've got more access to more. They've got access to more things. They've got access to getting a basic standard life most of the time through the government and it not being frowned upon. Then they've also got access to a better life than that through if they've got the ability, the work of their own hands. And then they've also got access to a even more potentially better life than both of them. When a man pays for her whole life, even if she's working in certain cases, right? Even if she's working, the man still pay and is like her money, whatever she wants it for, and she can use her job as like some external thing for validation. This is how the woman's life is in this world, or how it can potentially be. It's not like that for every single woman, but it's like that for a good percentage of them. So in this world, the women have got a lot of pride, and you've got women that are not even attractive, thinking that they deserve just basically off of physicality only, the same men that women that are more beautiful than them deserve, and they don't think that they have to put in anything to get to be able to be even worthy of being with that man. Women don't think about things from the concept of being worthy to have a woman, whereas men do think that about themselves. Like men, even though we understand and know that we can have multiple wives, we think, man, but do I deserve to have multiple wives? And we might analyze us and be like, you know what? Do I even have enough money to take care of those wives? Should I have them? You see, they actually assess themselves and they'll assess the credibility of any man having that. But women don't do that really. They don't think in ways like that, man, because they're proud and arrogant. But the MOTB is going to test that pride, just like the MOTB is going to test the pride of men that want to think there's some pretty boys out here, want to think there's some lady man, lady killer, some gallish, but really they're an adulterous demon, right? But they want to think that there's some lady killer out here and try boy men up and all that, right? We know how Jake do, man. We know how people do. They want to try and size up a guy. They want to the men. Like I remember I heard one of the elders of London, and he said that some men will see a woman with a certain guy, and I've heard other brothers from that same camp say it too. That some men will see a man with a woman and be like, oh, I'm gonna try and pretty much say what I've heard that camp say in regards to this particular topic in general. That I've heard some brothers and elders say in regards to this man. So this is not a complete quote of any of their words, but I've heard them say this and it's true. That certain men will look and see a woman and say, oh, what's he done to get with her? So he'll be worshipping that woman like, man, what I think I'm better than that guy. What does he do and what's he done to where he's got a woman that looks like that? Right? He's making an idol out of the woman, right? And other men will be like, oh, and they'll see a man with a certain woman and they'll think, man, he don't deserve that woman because he's ugly. As if you really even have a vagina to even say such things, man. And now that's me throwing some of what I'm saying in regard to that. Because some men will look at a certain guy and think he can't get no woman, he can't this and that. And then they'll think they can try and buoy him off and push him away from a certain woman because they think that they're more deserving for whatever worldly things that they think. But who are you to say that though? Who are you to try and step in and take away a woman that Yahweh gave unto that man? Especially when there's other women in the world, get another woman. There's more than enough single women crying on YouTube about how they can't get a man here, they can't get a man there. If you think you got the goods so much in the world, go find one of them. And you think you got it so your game so tight and your Mac Daddy McGee out here, go find one of them. That's what I'm saying to all you people like that. Because the same people that are quick to commit adultery in this world will break down and cry and want to shake the world's foundations when it happens to them. But then they don't consider what they're doing to other people though. They think it's funny to do that to others. That's how people think, man. But it's always funny. Like I know I've heard the elder Kai Kwam say roughly this. It's always funny when it's your turn, man. This isn't exact. This isn't exactly the way that he's saying it, but he goes into how it's always funny for people when it's their turn, man. When they're doing it, when they've got the upper hand on somebody. But then what about when that person gets the upper hand on them? And goes into how Esau is gonna, like, if a man gets into a higher position than you in the world, right? It's not that big of a deal if you didn't screw that guy over. But in a situation where that guy now ends up in a position of power over you, and you know that you've been dealing with that man in a treacherous way, fear is going to overcome your heart when that man is now in a position of power over you. And that's what's going to happen to these Edomites, man, because they're literally trying to stir themselves up now to come up against the Israelite man and the Israelite woman and the Israelite children, right? But they don't even understand that when they do such a thing, that Yahweh is going to charge up the nation of Israel to come up against them. And like, they actually really think that they're just going to wipe the floor with us, because they think, like, they ain't got no army. They ain't got no army. They ain't got no tanks. They ain't got all this weaponry. They ain't organized like us. Yahweh's going to organize it. Yahweh's going to put all the different techniques and different moves within men, women, and children that's necessary for us to be able to defend ourselves so our nation does not go extinct. Whereas he's not going to do the same thing for you Edomites. You're going to go extinct, man. But you're going to be the one that, this thing that's going to take place, you Edomites started it. That's what you have to know. The thing that you Edomites are getting ready to try and do, you started it, you know. This thing that you Edomites are trying to get shaking, when it goes how it's going to go, you started it. When you Edomites find yourself going through Obadiah 1 and 18, just know you started the situations that led to that. It was you that started it. You had the chance right now. You've got the chance right now. Just leave us alone, and you're continually not doing it. Continually, you've got the chance to leave us alone and not trying to add stress onto our lives. You never take that option. You always take the option of bringing us stress, harm, problems, right? But when it goes how it's going to go, don't cry then. When you see what's going to happen, don't cry and push up your face and try and make out like, oh man, what's going on? I can't perceive how the world could be like this. No, you caused it. Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 19. So they shall fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. And the spirit of Yahweh is going to lift up a standard against Esau in regards to Motb as well. The Israelites of the elect are going to set the standard of refusing the Motb. Esau is going to come across a whole bunch of Jakes that are prepared to take the Motb time in and time out. And then there's going to come that occasion where he comes across one of the elect and he tells them to take the Motb, thinking, I've just seen plenty of you Israelites that claim, plenty of you so-called black people. I know you really Israelites, but plenty of just you so-called black people that claim to believe in God, they claim to believe in some Jesus. Some of them even claim to believe in the real name that we know as Edomites, of Yahweh Shai, but they've all took the Motb. So they're full of it, really. But then he's eventually going to see the real standard that's against him. He's going to see the real standard that's against Esau, against his society, against his image, against the mark, against everything that he stands for. Right? And they're going to refuse the Motb onto being unalive, man. They're not going to care. That's also how Yahweh's going to set up a standard against Esau. The standard's going to be set in every single way. Right? The Motb is going to test integrity. The Motb is going to test pride. I'll say it again. When the Motb gets made mandatory, it is going to test integrity and it is going to test pride. Shalom to the elect.